Alrighty, well, welcome everybody. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. So it was supposed to tonight be both my husband and me. My name is Samantha Allen, and it was supposed to be Ray and Samantha Allen. But sometimes you have to divide and conquer, and you'll learn that as you learn about how this business works. You just make things happen. And today we actually had the honor and the privilege to help a good friend of ours who they welcomed their sixth baby into their family today. So we took their other five children for them. So if you could imagine, right now in our home, we have 9 children. We have our 4 that you see here on the screen, and then we have the additional 5 that we're taking care of for our friend who just had her baby about an hour ago. So we feel very blessed and honored to be able to have done that. But my husband is covering down on taking care of the kids while I present here. So this is awesome about this business is that you just make it happen. You do these things in the nooks and crannies and you make it work. And so I love that it's just a real person business. So I'll get into kind of a little bit of our background, introduce you to our family. So Ray and Samantha Allen, I'm Samantha, and this is our family here. We've got 4 young girls. We're a military family. My husband and I met at the Naval Academy where we both attended in Annapolis, Maryland. And when we graduated, I commissioned as a Marine Corps officer, served 5 years on active duty as a Marine officer, and my husband is still active duty today. He's been active duty as a Navy helicopter pilot for the past 10 years. And of course, we've had these girls along the way, but the beginning of our journey was a little tough being married because we did not ever get stationed together. So we spent the first 4 years of our marriage living in separate states or several hours apart from each other. We had our oldest daughter along the way, and she was 2 years old before we ever lived all in the same roof, under the same roof together. So I was kind of like the single active duty mom, taking, my daughter just was with me all the time, and then my husband would try to see us on weekends for about the first 2 years of her life. So I tell you that not to give you a sob story, but to tell you kind of where our journey began in life, because we're fairly young in life. I'm 32 years old now, and when LifeVantage came our way, we were in our mid-20s, about 6.5 years ago. And I'll say that I don't know if we would have recognized this opportunity if not for that pain point in the beginning of our marriage. So because we spent so much time apart and because we didn't ever, get to really enjoy family quality time, we had a pain in our life. And it wasn't that we didn't make enough money. We made really good money as 2 officers in the military. We didn't make enough time together. We didn't get to make enough memories together, right? That was our pain point. And so we vowed that we would find a way. We knew that God would provide a way for us down the road to be able to create a life where we could be together as a family and really dedicate our time to what we feel is most important in life. For us, it's raising our family, instilling our values into our children. We homeschool our children now. We want to be able to travel the country and the world and teach our family firsthand about all that there is to know about this beautiful world. And so we knew that God would provide a way, and sure enough, He did. In 2013, when we were introduced to this information that we're going to share here tonight, by my friend who was a fellow Marine Corps officer. She called me up and shared this with me, and the rest is history, as they say. Today, we after 6 years of working very hard in the very nooks and crannies of our busy lives, with all these kids, with multiple overseas deployments with my husband, we've moved 6 different times with the military in these past 6 years. We've been able to create an income that has, completely replaced my husband's full-time income and then some. And so that's been a blessing. And in about 5 months from now, my husband will be able to complete his time in the Navy, his commitment to the Navy, and just be a full-time dad. Can you imagine being 33 years old and having 2 full-time parents? And we get to do this business when it works for us, late at night when maybe our kids are in bed like this, or early in the morning, or a little bit at lunchtime. And that's what we want to just share with you. And what we get to actually talk about tonight and bring to the world is life-changing. So we're talking about biohacking through nutrigenomics, and this is activation. It's not supplementation, and this is really exciting science. And we're excited to get right into it, because the question I would ask you to ask yourself is, why do we feel so bad? Why is disease skyrocketing and always on the rise? We see people who are chronically fatigued. It seems that nobody can get to sleep. It seems that people are struggling with intense allergies like never before. It seems like seasonal allergies have now turned into just year-long allergies, or things like migraines and just chronic back pain and anxiety and depression. And everybody seems, not everybody, but a large part of the population seems to be needing to take medication after medication, younger and younger. We're trying all these things, but we don't seem to really be getting better, do we? And, you would think, why in this modern era, when we have more access to information than ever before, when we have greater technology at our hands than ever before, why are we not getting better? And the reason really is because we're being hijacked. We're being hijacked by the very environment we live in, by the food that we're eating. For the past several decades, we've been eating a lot of processed foods. Even the people who are trying to eat really good whole foods, vegetables, things like that, our crops are just completely compromised. They're full of herbicides and pesticides and things that are really damaging to our bodies. You talk about the air pollution, with all these factories and all the different vehicles and everything. And I'm not complaining about that, because I like my car. I've got all these kids. I need that van. So I don't think the solution is to get rid of all the cars and get rid of all the factories. We definitely need those things. But how do we live in this world that is constantly toxic? How about all of our technology, like our cell phones? And now they're adding 5G towers everywhere. If you don't think that has an impact on the way our bodies are operating, on every cell of our body, I'm telling you, it is. It's the reason that a lot of us are breaking down inside, and it's showing up on the outside. And the technical term for this is oxidative stress. It's really when our body rusts from the inside out. Now, you can look at the visual. Sometimes people don't always like the technical sciencey stuff, so I like to share both sides of this. So if you just look at an apple, it's quite simple, right? You cut it in half, put it on the table, and it's going to turn brown after a few minutes. Well, that's just the molecules of that apple breaking down. It's oxidizing. And the same thing are happening to us inside of our bodies. It's not so obvious, right? We don't just turn brown like an apple. It takes some time. Our rusting from the inside out will show up. It'll manifest in different ways. The things I talked about, things like chronic fatigue and, migraines, but even more serious things like over 200 diseases at the root is oxidative stress. And you can see things like cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, stroke, even allergies. I could go on and on, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, take a look at all of these things that at the root is this oxidative stress. It's this rusting from the inside out of our bodies. Now, we could ask, if you don't believe us, you can do a check. I love this, that you can kind of fact check us throughout this whole presentation. You could go to PubMed.gov, which is the National Institute of Health's database for all the peer-reviewed research, all the medical research that the doctors study inside and out. And when you go to PubMed.gov today, you're going to see, actually, this is an outdated slide, because you're going to see well over 200,000 studies on PubMed.gov. And the interesting thing to me is not only that figure of how many, but when I first looked at this information 6.5 years ago and I did the same search, there were only 60,000 studies, which tells you how quickly they're researching this and how rapidly they're realizing that oxidative stress is at the root of so many illnesses in the body. So what are some of the solutions for oxidative stress? Well, traditionally or conventionally, you would either wait until the problem arises, it emerges, until you get the diagnosis or you start feeling the pain associated from the oxidative stress. And you'd go to your doctor, and typically they'd give you a prescription, and you would kind of put that Band-Aid on the problem. More recently, I would say in the past decade or so, people have been trying to proactively go after this problem of oxidative stress. And they've been, drinking their super juices and getting as many antioxidants as they can. And just, taking all the supplements, right? Like every supplement, every vitamin that they can get their hands on. And while it was a good idea, we know that antioxidants, they get rid of those free radicals that damage our cells and cause this oxidative stress. it only is like, it's like putting a little Dixie cup of water on a massive house fire. It's only eliminating one free radical at a time. So when you take that handful of blueberries, or you take a pill of vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, vitamin, you're only getting rid of a few free radicals here and there. It's one and done. And the problem with that is it's simply ineffective, because we have trillions upon trillions upon trillions of free radicals damaging our cells every single day. And that's what's causing these issues in our body. So what we're really excited about tonight, and for the past couple of years, what we've all, who know about this are so excited about, is that there is a mechanism within our bodies. Our bodies were created to be a miracle. We're not talking about any miracle pills here, but we are talking about activating a miracle body. And there's a mechanism inside our body. It's called NRF2. And when it's properly functioning and when it's activated properly, it allows your own body to eliminate 1 million free radicals per second. So 1,000,000 to 1. It's a much greater ratio. So you have that ability to overcome the damage that's happening. And so it's more like, instead of, dropping those little Dixie cups of water on the house fire, you're now bringing the whole fire department out to squelch that fire. So it's just a more effective way of allowing your body to reduce that stress and have a fighting chance of getting better, healing quicker, and we're not making any claims here. We're not saying that anything we're talking about tonight is here to, treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate disease. We're talking about the body and allowing the body to do what it was designed to do naturally. So NRF2, what does the science community say about NRF2? Well, here Oregon State University says this: when it finds a problem, NRF2 essentially goes back to the cellular nucleus and rings the alarm bell, where it can turn on up to 200 genes that are responsible for cell repair, detoxification of carcinogens, protein and lipid metabolism, antioxidant protection, and other actions. In their report, the scientists called it a longevity assurance factor. Now, you don't have to be a science guru. You don't have to have a degree or anything to understand that those are all really good things happening inside the body. Now, what does Washington State University say? They say that NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. It always gives me chills when I read that, because, guys, this is huge. This was a recently published study, and we're talking about a mechanism inside the body that already exists. And once you know how to activate it and allow it to work the way it was intended before it was overrun by our toxic environment, this is the kind of stuff that could happen, is that it could potentially become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough. And the reason that I love that is because it means that there's a twofold reason for activating your NRF2. On one hand, it's good therapeutically. So if you're already hurting, if you're already experiencing the bad health or the poor health, then it's saying that our bodies can actually help it to get better. But if on the other side, some people will say, well, I'm not sick, so I don't need to do that. Well, what about prevention? This is also extraordinary for prevention. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're talking specifically about the number one NRF2 activator on the entire planet. It's called Protandim NRF2. And it's the only product on the planet that is clinically proven to reduce and lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. And it does so by activating and increasing certain enzymes in our body. You see SOD by 30%, catalase by 54%, glutathione, our master antioxidant enzyme. A lot of people are trying to find ways that they can, supplement with glutathione, or do glutathione injections. People who are dealing with neurological issues, or people in the sports arena, they know how critical glutathione is to just, repairing the body faster. And so Protandim actually activates our body to increase our own production of that glutathione by 300%, which is actually a much healthier way and more effective way than supplementing or injecting a synthetic glutathione. One of the things I love about Protandim is it's just 5 natural herbs. It's turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha, but it's their synergy, it's their combination together that makes them so powerful. Again, if you'd like to fact check me, one of the amazing things about Protandim is it's a natural herbal product that has independent studies from universities all around the world, and they're published, peer-reviewed published research on PubMed.gov. That's virtually unheard of for natural herbal products, and so go ahead and check those out. Everyone is very exciting, from places like LSU and Texas Tech. I think we have a slide for that. Yeah, LSU and Texas Tech, and Harvard and Ohio State University, and the American Heart Association. All of these places have funded their own research on this product Protandim because of the significance of lowering oxidative stress. So let me go back here real quick, because sometimes people will look at those 5 ingredients that I talked about and they'll say, well, I already take those extracts, so I don't really need Protandim. Well, what this peer-reviewed study on Protandim proved is that when you take each of those individually, so if you take an individual, green tea supplement or extract, or you take a turmeric or curcumin, right? When you take that individually, even when you're taking them in bigger dosages, they have just about a negligible effect. They barely do anything in the body, and you can see that when they're individually there. But when they come together in the patented formula of Protandim, the exact ratio, they're each at a very low dosage, but when they come together, there's this synergistic effect. They become 18 times more effective inside the body. Now, again, for the lay people, for the people who like more of the analogies and not so much of the science, that's like baking a cake, right? It's baking is chemistry and is synergy. So when you can't just expect that you could throw any amount of flour, any amount of sugar, any amount of butter, at any temperature for any amount of time and into the oven and expect a beautiful cake to come out. You must have a recipe. You must follow it specifically and exactly, or it will not come out as a cake. And so that's science and that's synergy. And the same thing is true with Protandim, which is why it's such a breakthrough. But you might be saying, well, why have I never heard of this amazing Protandim? Well, many people are catching on more recently now, but I'll tell you, it started in 2003. LifeVantage, our company LifeVantage, was not being sold through, person to person. Like, it wasn't just moms like me talking about this. It was a publicly traded biotech company out of Denver, Colorado. And when they put those 5 herbs together, and they saw, when they ran the clinical study of what it was doing and the effect it was having on the body, the fact that it reduced oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, it caught the attention of the entire world. In fact, ABC Primetime News called them and said, we need to investigate this product because we've never heard of anything on the planet able to do what you're claiming this little yellow pill, this little herbal pill can do. And they came in, they investigated in 2005. They aired that report on national television. If you have not seen it, ask the person who invited you here tonight to see that clip. You can find it on YouTube. It's about 10 minutes. It's powerful. It's still so powerful today because this has never been duplicated. So you might say, wow, why would I watch a news report from 2005? Well, not a single pharmaceutical company and not a single wellness company has ever been able to duplicate a product that reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So that's why it's significant. And so what happened, like I said, those studies were launched because places like LSU wanted to study oxidative stress with skin cancer, and they did. So they got their hands on the Protandim and started studying it. You can go look at the results of that study today. Ohio State University and the American Heart Association, they wanted to study oxidative stress in the heart, and you can go to PubMed and you can look at the results of those studies today with Protandim. It's very exciting. So what you're going to see, though, is if you get back with the person who shared this information with you and you go to their website today, you're going to see these products. And actually, we just launched just yesterday a very exciting addition to this line, to the Protandim line. But what I'm going to tell you guys is that this is never going to be one of those companies that just has a catalog of products. Now, those companies are great because we all need all our things, right? We all need all the things that make our lives go round. But LifeVantage is a company that is very committed from day one when we started with just that one little yellow pill, just Protandim in a lab, right? We are a company that is committed to science and using natural herbs and compounds to activate the body's own abilities to improve itself. So what you're going to see are some of these products that just activate the body in a different area. So in the skin, we have an amazing skincare line that literally they took what Protandim is and they made a topical version of it so that our skin could be activated and allow our own cells to regenerate and to really allow the appearance to just be better and to lower inflammation and that oxidative stress in the skin. It's amazing. And we use it every single day. Every one of these products in our family, we use every single day. And to me, that's important. As I talk about more of like the business side of this, that's important to have products that you use and you're not just stocking up your house with random things. We have a weight management line that is all about activating the body to work better, the metabolism, just making sure that the gut is healthy. Those things are all in our physique weight management line. We have activation for our pets. So the same thing, in fact, even worse, is happening with our pets. They are exposed to toxins like you wouldn't believe, and they are experiencing that oxidative stress at a much quicker rate, really, than humans even. So it's amazing to be able to give that to our pets. They love it. They chew it like a treat. In the hair care line, this was a newer advancement, but we're so excited about this because for one thing, most of the hair care lines out there are very toxic. So you're adding even more toxins into the scalp, one of the places of the body that absorbs much quicker than the rest of your skin. And so you want to make sure that what you're putting on your head is not only clean and has good, healthy ingredients, but at the same time, it's got that NRF2 activation. So it's allowing your scalp, the cells of your skin there in that delicate area to go to work and to do what they need to do to get better and stronger. And so then the final one that I love, this is one of my favorite products, is Axio, and it's called a smart energy drink, but really it's like brain food, and it just allows you to have that mental focus and clarity. I call it the mommy drink because a lot of times moms talk about mom brain and like they're scattered and they can't focus, and I'll tell you there's none of that with Axio. I mean, you are laser focused, there's no jitters, there's no crashes, it is just delicious. There's a caffeinated version and a decaf, so you can either have 100 milligrams of caffeine, like a small cup of coffee, or you can have decaf, and you can still have that really good focus and mental clarity, but you're not going to have any of the jitters, you're not going to have any of the crashes, and it's all really good, clean ingredients. You're going to love it when you check it out. But real quick, just to go back to the story of LifeVantage and why you haven't heard of it. Basically, after that ABC report aired, they tried to go put this product on the shelves, like sit it on a shelf next to things like vitamin C and vitamin E. But this isn't a vitamin. It's not a vitamin. It's not an antioxidant. It's not even really a supplement. It's an activator. It activates your own God-given mechanisms in your body to live a more healthy life. Now, when they sat it there in places like GNC and Vitamin Shop, it sort of got lost. People didn't quite understand it. So for 4 years after that ABC report aired, LifeVantage really did not do a whole lot of sales with Protandim. So they said, we know we have this amazing product. People obviously wanted it because right after the ABC report, the sales skyrocketed because they called into the company saying, what did we just see in that report? We need to have that product. But then after a couple of years, as it died down and people just weren't learning about it, they didn't have the education on it. They said, they made a decision as a company. They said, we need to get this product needs to get to the people. The people need this product. And we feel like the best way would be to take it through basically a network marketing model, right? Where people could talk to each other. You could use the product in your daily lives. You could be educating yourself and then educating your networks of people, your friends, your family, your coworkers, sharing it, maybe on social media, not in a salesy way, but in an educational way, right? Because good information is good information. And so when you can share that with people, they want to know. And that's what happened. And so from 2010 to today, really, we have grown from basically a company that was doing less than 10 million a year to a company that does well over 200 million every year. And so that is just the power of the effectiveness of this product and our other products that you saw there, and just the power of word of mouth, right? And that's what I'm going to switch over to here, is because if you are interested in these products and you want to get more information, definitely get back with the person who brought you here tonight or invited you, because they're amazing and you want to get started as soon as possible. It's super easy to become a customer with LifeVantage. There's no membership fees or anything like that. You can just order the product, have it come to you every month, and you can receive the same discount that we as distributors receive the product. And you can, if you decide you need to stop at any time, you can do that. And there's no, there's no kicking you out of the program. It's pretty awesome. You can just have access to these products at a monthly rate, because, you must take it every day, and it's a 30-day supply, and it shows back up on your doorstep. It's super simple. And I love the simplicity of that. So what I'd like to switch over to here is social entrepreneurship. The world that we live in is much different than the world we lived in decades ago, right? And so the way that we receive information, the way that we communicate is much different than it was in years past. So you guys might recognize some of these companies. They're some of the top companies in the entire world, things like Uber, Airbnb. Uber is the largest transportation company in the world, and they don't own a single car. So what's that all about? Airbnb is the largest accommodations company in the world, but they don't own any real estate, right? Like, they don't have hotels. They connect people. They connect people who have something of value to other people who are looking for that thing of value. In Uber's case, it's people who are looking for a ride and connecting it with somebody who's got the car and is willing to take them. In Airbnb's case, it's somebody who's got a space in their home and somebody who's looking for a place to stay, right? And they connect them. And they connect them through, social media or through just, an app. And so the world is kind of, looking at things a little differently. How about the way you shop? Do you typically watch a television ad or read an ad in a newspaper or a magazine and then go to a physical store and pick up that product? I would say that's not likely. I would bet that at least the past 2 years, most people's shopping has been done online. Amazon, I know we all know Amazon and how convenient it is to have your things just show up on your doorstep. And how about how you found out about it? Typically, you didn't find out about it from a television ad. You probably either were looking for something that you needed and you went on Facebook and you asked your friends, like, hey, does anybody have a recommendation on the best jogging stroller or, anything, right? And then people would respond, and then you'd go over to Amazon and put it in your cart. That's just kind of the way the world's going. And so to ask yourself, well, gee, if people are looking for these ways to kind of connect the world, find solutions to people's problems or make things a little bit more seamless, I wonder if there's a way we could partake in that and maybe even create an income alongside of it. Because I'll tell you, the world is, as much as we're in a bad place with our health, people are in a very bad place by and large with their finances. And so people are looking for either a way to make more money, bring more money into the household because the cost of living is so high right now, or they are just stressed at the max. The way that they're living their life with their job that is go, 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 or their traditional business that is go, 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 is just running people ragged. So a lot of people are looking for other solutions, other maybe alternative ways of making an income. And that's what we have here with LifeVantage. The same way people have it with an opportunity like Uber or Airbnb. LifeVantage is an online business. It's a company that allows you to represent life-changing products and just be the educators, be the big fans and sharing it with people. And then they get to pay you for that when people decide to use the products. And I just love that. It's really a perfect meld because it's you can do it from your laptop, from your cell phone. You don't need any physical locations. We don't need to store any products in our home. Our company takes care of all of that. You just need to love the products and share them openly, like you would when people ask you what's the best jogging stroller. You would tell them, well, this is the one I use and this is why I like it. Or you could think of a whole slew of things like the best cell phone to get or the best kitchen appliance to use. It's the same thing here. So what we also have we have an app that makes it very seamless, to help maybe get customers started, or if people want to join you in this business, they can learn about it through the app. You can send videos that our company has already put together. It's just it's a much more seamless way than having a brick and mortar business where you have to kind of think of everything and provide all of the resources. And really all we do here is we build networks of customers and we build networks of distributors. So we share this with people, we share a message, and we educate them about these products. And sometimes people decide, you know what, I'd like to be a customer, and that's wonderful. I'd like to try the products. That's great. They become consumers. sometimes those consumers decide, okay, now I want to share it with the world. And then they become a distributor, and then they get their own website, and now they're sharing it. So they become distributors, and that's how the network grows. Other people decide, you know what, I would like a financial opportunity, and I love the culture of this company. I love the product. I love everything that LifeVantage stands for. And they decide to become distributors right away. And they're also using products. So at the end of the day, you can see we're just looking to help more people bring health into their life in a very effective way through activation, through Nrf2, through Protandim, easy for me to say, and all of our amazing products. So if you want to get started with LifeVantage as a distributor, it's as easy as purchasing a $50 start kit, and that will give you access to your own storefront, your own LifeVantage site that you can share with your friends once they're excited about what you're sharing, and they go to your site, they add their product that they want to the cart, and they receive their product from LifeVantage. They ship it directly to the customer, and then LifeVantage pays you the following Friday. They pay you a thank you check for referring them. And so that is really exciting to me, especially as a busy mom. I love the simplicity of that. And then you can also, when you get started as a distributor, you have the opportunity to select one of these packs, one of these value packs where you get a good amount of our products. You get to, use them in your own home with your family and be able to really have firsthand experience with them as you're learning about the products and as you're getting excited to share them with other people. So these are really great value and savings. You're going to save 20% on the smallest pack, 25% on the middle pack, and 30% on the biggest pack. So just so many good options here. And, how do we get paid? Well, like I said, if somebody goes to your website and purchases the product the first time, the following Friday, so every week, we get paid a 30 to 40% commission based on your qualification. Super easy to be fully qualified. And you can get back with the person who invited you to get more details on that compensation. But imagine getting 30 to 40% every time the first time somebody orders from your site. If they order 100 points of volume, or roughly $100 worth of products from you, the following Friday, you're going to make about a $40 check. That's really great, upfront money, right? And so that's great that there's weekly options. But then if you're looking to build this as a bigger, longer term business, the way my husband and I work, is we were looking to replace a full-time income or maybe 2 full-time incomes, then you're going to want to really keep sharing this long term. And you're going to see that as you have your own customers and as you bring other people along who want to be distributors and they enroll their customers, and then the network keeps growing, you're going to earn monthly commissions off of the sales of your entire organization. So certain percentages throughout your organization that you help to educate. And so it's really incredible. We also have, as a company, we're a global company. We're in over 15 countries at this point. And we have a global pool, and that is really exciting because basically what LifeVantage does is when you get to a certain level of our business, you now partake in global revenue sharing. So that means that LifeVantage takes 4% of the global revenue every single month. They take 4% of what LifeVantage is doing worldwide, and they split it up between the ranks of Pro 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so if you're a Pro 7, 8, 9, or 10, you're going to partake in a share of that in 4% of the global revenue, which is just, it's fascinating. It's really an incredible way to have a long-term plan for a business, or a way to make income long-term. So how far can you take this? Well, you can do whatever you want. The sky is literally the limit. And you don't have, you could be here for part-time income, small-time income, in our beginning ranks, Pro 3, gets considered our foundational rank. And people are making about an average of somewhere between, $500 to $600 a month, as a Pro 3. So that's really great as you're starting your business and you're growing your business to be able to make that type of money. And again, this is not a guarantee of income. This is what's possible. This is the average for our company. So this is no kidding, like the average of what people at those ranks are making in LifeVantage. Pro 5, this is an incredible rank where people are starting to pay for mortgages, or with their LifeVantage business, or, several car payments, or maybe take an extra vacation with the family a year, or maybe contribute more to your church or your charities of choice, or I don't know, like the sky's the limit. Maybe you need to do a bathroom remodel, or maybe you need a retirement plan and all you need is an extra $1,000 a month. This is something that you can look at. But then there's also the bigger time money, those elite ranks that I just talked about. My husband and I have been blessed to be able to achieve this rank of Elite Pro 7 just about 2 months ago. And it is a blessing because look at the type of income, you guys. I mean, $11,000 a month on average as you go up, $22,000 a month or $42,000. I know this sounds, maybe to some of you, it sounds completely untouchable, but believe me, there are hundreds of people in LifeVantage that are doing it, which means it's possible. And we come from all walks of life. If somebody like my husband and I, with the background that we have, very busy, right? Military deployments, 4 young kids, we homeschool. If we can find and etch out time in our daily lives to make this happen over the course of what we've done now is 6.5 years, then you can do it too. It does take drive. It does take you having a big vision for your life and wanting to, follow a big purpose. But the amazing thing is that you have such a team of support here. LifeVantage as a company has it all worked out. They've taken away all of the stumbling blocks because they have this amazing product. We have research that independent universities have done. So it's not even LifeVantage saying our product's good. It's the some of the most elite institutions in the medical community are saying it. And we also have, just direct company sends the product directly to the end user. I mean, it's seamless. They have a legal team, so you're not even legally, you're able to have that legal protection. Whereas in a traditional business, you would be responsible for all of those things and more. And so I just would say that if any of this is resonating with you, and you're just wondering if you can do this, you can. And I would just recommend that you get back with the person who invited you. If you're interested at all, let them know, and they'll share with you just more details. They'll connect you with more people who are amazing in this business. There's so many servant hearts here that want to help you and want to see you succeed. So connect with them. Let them show you. And you know what? If it's not a good fit for you, that's awesome as well. We're grateful that you were here and that you took an open-minded look. And we would love to see you, and we would love to do this with you. But I'll be signing off now, guys, and thank you so much for being here, and we hope to see you soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye.